Hello Big Brother fans, this is a review of episode 15 of season 13 of Big Brother. I already did this, the whole thing went kablam, so hopefully I'll be able to remember everything that I've already said. This episode made me laugh out loud more than any episode so far. We start out with Shelley pacifying Rachel, and I was like, oh god, this is going to be the Rachel hour again, you know. I'm glad that they, pretty much kind of nipped her in the bud. I'm wondering if maybe the editors or producers or whatever aren't keeping a thumb on the pulse of what's going on, because over it. But it was really nice to see Shelley show her game. This was really an entire episode, well, not an entire episode, but it really did show a lot in terms of gameplay. The POV. Okay, so I was talking about how once upon a time, years and years and years and years and years ago, when you were nominated, you were able to choose a person who you wanted to play with for you in the POV. And years ago, they changed that by having to pull a button so that it wouldn't be so swayed. You know what I'm saying? It was almost certain. Like when you get the choice, house guest choice, as Rachel did, she decided to have Jordan play because she was the lesser of all the other evils in the house. Meaning that at least it would be one less newbie or other side, I guess we need to call them now, since it's not just the newbies and Danielle is playing with them. It just kind of where was I going with this? It was interesting that Rachel picked up upon the fact that even though she picked Jordan, she knew that Jordan wasn't going to be playing for her. Whereas once upon a time, when you chose that person to play with you in the veto, it was almost assumed that if the person you chose, if you were on the block and the person you chose won that the veto, that they would use it to take the person off the block. And nowadays it's not so much that way. It's just every man for himself. I'd like to see a twist where something like that would have to come into play, like a predetermined, when they walk into the house. Something would be like, okay, whoever won the veto, if you were pulled by the person nominated, you have to use it to pull them off the block. Some kind of twist like that. That would be really fun to see. Anyway, Rachel picked up on that fact, even though she did pull Jordan, that Jordan wasn't going to be pulling for her. She was basically going to be pulling for Jeff. And really, truly, the entire house was against her at that point in time. Because, you always think, oh, poor Rachel. When things aren't going her way, it's just, wow, the world hates me, But this time it was almost true. I liked afterwards, when they pulled the names, Shelley, walked in and told Jeff, a little bit more enthusiasm, and she kind of stormed out after that because he was questioning her being with them, and so I'm glad that he went and followed her and hashed it out, and we got to see a little bit more of, what her game is. The fact that, she keeps saying that, I'm here to do anything I can to get you two to the end. And I'm thinking, shouldn't her goal be to get her to the end and win this money? Isn't that the reason these people come into the game? Sometimes, they get so focused on these friendships. And I know that several of them came in, just like, these past players, and, they put them onto this pedestal, and then they forget that they're there to play a game for $500,000, and that just drives me insane, because they forget that so quickly, and it's not, let's go into this house and have a bunch of buddies for, so many weeks. Come on, people. Tonight, I was kind of like WTF on with Kalia. Kalia just was driving me insane tonight. Her first one was when she said, "Adam is the floater of the year." And at that point, I was like flabbergasted. I could not believe that. Okay, you have to take into consideration she won the HOH on Thursday. Nominations are on Friday, and the POV is on Saturday. When she was talking about, you know, the people and whatnot, this was probably around Saturday. She'd been HOH for 2 days, okay? And the only difference between Adam and Kalia at that point was that Kalia had just won that HOH 2 days ago. How she figures she's this big gamer and she's been in it and she's been trying, you know, she's been winning all these things. 2 days prior to that, she was one of those biggest floaters of the season. Come on now. You know, she was showing no game whatsoever. Drove me crazy to hear that. Okay, so oh my god, that game, the POV, it drove me insane. I knew who was going to win, but I sat on the edge of the couch, seriously, going, oh my god, don't drop that ball, Jeff, don't drop the ball. I knew he was going to win, but it still made me just clench up, and, you know, I just kept thinking, oh my god, he's going to get to 299 and it's going to drop and Adam is going to win, even though I knew he was going to win. Yeah, it was driving me insane. Jordan, when she was in the diary room and said something about Adam has had more balls than, and then she stopped herself, and, you know, that was a total that's what she said moment, you know, too funny. Let's see. Kalia then at that point, because Jeff had won, was starting to backpedal like nobody's business. She, when Jeff went up there and said, you know, I told you so, I told you, and, you know, I told you I was going to come back and I was going to gun for you, and she said, you know, but I did this and I didn't see the big picture, and I'm thinking, what do you mean you didn't see the big picture? Jeff painted that picture for you and said, if I go out, I'm gonna get that twist and I'm coming back in and I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. And seriously, if you've never seen backpedaling before, that was Kalia. That was Kalia. She was zipping backwards as fast as she could. Oh, drove me insane. Oh, I'm over. I know. Are you about as over, Kalia, as I am, my baby? Yeah. So, let's see. Most people, when they get rid of a beard, tend to look younger. Did Adam age in front of our eyes? Seriously. He went from like 40 to 80 in 10 and a half seconds. Shh. I'm trying to talk to the people. Could you let me talk to the people? I couldn't believe it. And I was like, wow. Yeah, not a good move. Not a good move when you're turning 40 and you want to try to look younger. Yeah. I think if he just trimmed and not looked so straggly and nasty, you know, and growing the hair back a little bit wouldn't hurt. Let's see. Can you believe Lawan is that stupid? Seriously. Who in their right mind, having seen this game played for 12 seasons before, who volunteers to put themselves up on the block? I think she wants attention. No one who is sane volunteers to put themselves up on the block. That was just insanity. And he just thinks that he's got it all under control, and then he's going to go out and get these superpowers. I guess the superpowers of learning how to dress. I don't know. I don't get him. He has been for the entire season the biggest joke of the entire season, seriously. And then his dusting off of his shoulders, just, I'm laughing at him. I was laughing at him as hard as Danielle and Kalia and everybody else was. Just ridiculosity. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, and the last thing that left me laughing at the very, very end was when Rachel said, I don't think Lawan even knows that he's up on the block. For all he knows, he just got himself a comfy chair to sit in. that left me almost wanting to pee my pants, seriously. Very funny evening, lots of fun stuff, lots of good gameplay revealed. It is really going to start to get extremely interesting tomorrow night with that twist. I haven't been looking anywhere on forums. Has anybody looked around? Does anybody have a feel on the pulse to find out who everybody is voting for? Is there, maybe there's a poll that they did over on Jokers that I should go and see if they did. But that's it for tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow after, I guess, Lohan gets exited from the game. What a joke. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.